What's up, guys? This is Adam the Bee's Knees, and today we have a kind of like a mini draft recap for the NPL, the National Pokeball League tournament. To get in, it's D-League. Now, this is the other NPL, of course, the one run by Jolt. But the tournament is run by Trev, actually. So there's that. And I happen to be the first pick of my division, or of my block, because there was an A group and a B group. I was B group, and I was the first pick of that. And you know, Tapu Lele was allowed. They didn't allow everything like they did in the NPL. They did not allow Mega Kangaskhan, Hoopa, Mega Gross, and a lot of any Uber's Pokemon that was still there. But I decided to draft Tapu Lele. Pretty broken mon in my opinion, just because of its good special attack, Psychic Surge, Psychic, Oko or two-shot, everything pretty much, unless you're a very bulky steel type. If you're a Scizor or something like that, you're gonna get two-shot easily. It's gonna do like 60-75%, depending on the item, and it has decent enough speed, and it can take a special. It can definitely take Shadow Balls for days, and its typing is actually pretty good. It's only weak to Poison, Steel, and I believe Ghost. Mega Gardevoir's typing, so that's very solid. I do cover that decently well in my other team members, so I have to wait a bunch of rounds to get my next draft, and I would have really I had a plan to get Excadrill, Tyranitar, Charizard Y, and Heliolisk, right? And I was waiting for Excadrill. It came all the way back, and 4 picks until me, Excadrill was taken. It didn't even go the first round. It didn't even go most of the second round. And then Excadrill was actually taken. So I was pretty upset with that. I know I needed a ground type to help deal with steel types, because this team is pretty much going to support Tapu Lele winning me the league, if hopefully that happens. So I decided to draft another new Genmon, kind of new I guess, to make up for my lack of new mons in the UBC. We have Zydog here. His picture's not here for some reason, but what makes this guy, I mean, him or Zygarde 50% form are both pretty good. But I think I wanted Zygarde 10% on this just because it's faster. That way I can spam 1000 arrows more easily, because 1000 arrows can knock out, or at least hit, Skarmory and Celesteela, which would otherwise be a problem to this duo. And you know, it gets some other cool moves. It gets its special attack's ass, but it gets dragon moves, and it gets superpower and extreme speed. So there is that. That's pretty solid. Battery's about to die. So I got that, and I had the first pick, so I automatically get my third pick with Zygarde. And I did see one Pokemon that was there. It's kind of broken in my opinion. It is Silvally. And what makes Silvally so interesting is I can use any type I want with this thing, so that's pretty dang good. And it's got 95 across the board, so I can run special and physical. It has a lot of good moves. Ice Beam is always nice. It gets Flamethrower. It gets Thunderbolt, so it gets those 3 moves, which are very cool. And it gets Parting Shot and U-Turn, which I would like. And the best thing of all, and generally about the team, is people are gonna be so focused with Tapu Lele, right? Okay, but I drafted a pretty good team without it, I think. So you gotta watch out for that. I don't know what triggered me with that 0, but it's fine. So I get to use all the memory plates, and yeah, there's that. So Tomahawk Silvally has joined the system. Fake Arceus, pretty cool mon. I gotta really work how to use it. I don't know that much about it, and especially with typing synergy and all that. But you know, We only have 8 Pokemon, so it won't be too hard to come up with the best type for my opponent. Alright, so I needed my Mega, and because of my last pick that I was hoping I'd get, I wanted a spinner. So I grabbed Mega Blastoise, used it in the NPL, the other one. Very solid mon. Not the greatest Mega in the world, but not definitely reliable. And you know, this thing gets all the moves I want. It can hit hard without having any investment, especially if I wanted to exchange Scald for Water Pulse, because that would hit a lot more harder. And it gets, you know, Ice Beam and stuff. But it also gets Rapid Spin and Roar, so that's pretty good utility move pool that I would use on Mega Blastoise. Mega Launcher, of course, and yeah, very solid mon. Probably gonna bring this, you know, every week, especially with that last mon I have. So very good. Now we are allowed 2 Z-move Pokemon, and these Pokemon can only use offensive Z moves. So, all right. So as you can see, Jean Grey, I'm just gonna hit Psychic all the time. Don't really think I need a Z move. Thousand Arrows does not work. It does not have the same effect with the ground Z move. As stupid as it was, I was like, I'll use a Z move on Savali. I get every type. No, I have to use the memory plate. Forgot about that for half a second. And then Mega Blastoise. So clearly, my final 4, half of them are gonna have Z moves or Z crystals, and one of them would be Terrakion here. Now, this also handles the steel types that the So would switch in on Tapu Lele, you know, Mega Agrons and your Magnetons. I'm pretty sure those are the main ones I face in this league. But Terrakion with it gets the rock, fighting, and ground, pretty much poison, you know, steel, bunch of cool, good Z moves, solid Z moves. But oh, and bugging, psychic. Well, you know, but it also gets good setup options. It does have Stealth Rock, if I need it to have. Also, Zygarde also has. Does Zygarde actually have rocks? I don't. It doesn't. I'm not gonna rely on rocks. Not gonna lie, but it is a good Stealth Rock setter if I want Focus Sash lead. That's the only downside with the team now that I think about it is hazards, but I don't care too much about them. I just want to blow things back with my team. Oh, the attack changed. Hooray. But anyway, this is going to be my first Z Crystal holder, and it also is justified, so dark type moves that might want to try to get Tapu Lele can switch into this, get an attack raise, and annihilate. Base 129 attack and 108 speed are very good, especially in a limited draft format. What I've learned is speed is more important than anything else. You just want to be able to outspeed everything and kill everything. You know, bulk is very nice. I personally prefer bulk on league stuff, but you know, this league not that much bulk. But you know, just enough. You know, with Blastoise, my next 2 picks, it's okay. Zygarde, yeah, Savali could be technically, but so I wanted this Pokemon right off the bat, but I'm gonna wait and sit on my hands for it. Because, you know, steel types, they're going to be the biggest problem. That's the only... Because dark types I can Moonblast, but steel types are going to be the biggest issue to my team. So I wanted a way to trap them, or at least force them to have Shed Shell, right? And so I wanted one of the Magneton things. Magnezone was actually taken in like the 2nd round, so... And I honestly didn't want that one. I wanted Magneton. Because Eviolite is very cool, especially on a somewhat bulky mon like Magneton is, and it's faster than Magnet, whatever, and it only has 10 less special attack. So it really, compared to Magnezone, it's almost better. That's just my personal opinion. It gets all the same abilities, all the same moves. You're gonna have Volt Switch, T-Bolt, and HP, whatever, and Steel coverage, and Flash Gun. So, very nice mon screens as well, so super solid pick, able to at least cause opponents to prep carefully if they're not already too focused on Tapu Lele. Alright, so I'm not gonna lie, my next 2 picks were gonna be a fire type to complete and a grass type to complete the Fairy Dragon. Fire, Water, Steel core because Magneton completed the Fairy Dragon Steel. Fire, Water, Grass. And I was gonna pick like Gorgeist or something, some low tier grass type, but when it came to me, and this is also a pick that goes with Magneton, there were Amoonguss and Tangrowth still on the board, and this is round 7. I'm very surprised by that, so I was like, okay, I'll sit on the fire type. I feel like everyone's drafted the fire type that they want to get. You know, Entei, Rotom, Arcanine, they're all gone. So I wanted one of those two, and I was like, okay, Amoonguss is decent, but the only problem with Amoonguss is it is technically weak to Psychic, and I do power up Psychic moves, and it's not necessarily a good ground resist, just because Excadrill is a little annoying. I don't even face Excadrill now, but you know, I can't decide that. So I decided to go with Tangrowth, just because even though its the def isn't phenomenal, with an Assault Vest it can be. And Tangrowth gets way more moves than Amoonguss does. Amoonguss gets like 7 moves max that are viable. Tangrowth gets a ton. It gets Sleep Powder. Doesn't get Spore. Okay. It gets Sword Stance. Huh. Rock Slide. All the grass moves in the world. Leech Seed, Knockoff, Giga Drain, Earthquake. You know, a decent amount of move pools, especially that Knockoff is there. And there's Rock Slide, but what trigger? Tangrowth also gets Regenerator, which is super cool. I can switch in and out between that. I mean, it can heal up where Blastoise can't, but together they make a pretty decent core, in my opinion. And Magneton covers that flying weakness, so there is that, and Tangrowth pairs that with the ground coverage. Last up, we have the Fire type of the group. And it's actually a fire type that's my Z-move user, and it's not weak to ground. It is weak to rocks, but yeah, we have Volcarona. Volcarona can sweep my opponent completely if they're not prepared for it. It also can be rather annoying with Flame Body. It gets U-turn, so technically that completes the Volt Turn core between this and this. For Magneton and Heliolisk. Its speed's decent. I have a ton of fast mods. I have most of them are. Oh, Magneton's kind of slow, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 of them are pretty fast. 1 of them's really fast. So there is that. But Magneton is gonna be my. Volcarona is gonna be my final special attacker, sweeper, quiver dance. Z-move user, because honestly Volcarona doesn't need an item to do anything. So a Z-move fire move, a Z-move grass move, bug move. I don't know, we'll see. What else does it get? Psychic, right? Hurricane? Too bad that misses, but yeah. So there is that. So that is going to be my draft. I'm not exactly sure how the schedule works. I know I have 3 other guys that I fight, and from there if I win I move on to something else. Maybe more of a tournament style, but if I lose, I guess that's it. But anyway, I'm uploading this to show the appeal that I'd love to be in their league, love to be in both NPLs. That'd be pretty fun. Of course, they won't probably be at the same time. Well, maybe, depending. But if we can make it to the D League, that'd be pretty cool. I know Vertigo's in that, so that'd be fun. Tone's also in that as well, so there's that. Anyway, this is the Bees News, signing off. See ya.